Hey everyone, today we're exploring the world of California art fairs.
Yeah, we're going way beyond just looking at pretty pictures.
We're uncovering what makes these events so special, from the business side to the artists themselves.
It looks like you've got a ton of research there. You've been busy.
Well, I keep hearing California called an artist's paradise. So I'm curious, what is it about California that attracts so many artists?
It's a really interesting mix of things. Obviously, you've got those incredible landscapes, those iconic California
Right,
scenes.
from Big Sur to Yosemite and everything in between.
Exactly. These places have inspired artists for, well, forever. But it's more than just pretty scenery. California has this culture, this real appreciation for art. And that translates into a lot of galleries, art collectors, buyers.
It becomes a place where artists can actually build a career.
Yes. And that's where these art fairs come in. They give artists a platform to show their work directly to people who are passionate about art.
So they can make those all-important connections, find galleries, connect with collectors.
Exactly. It can really make or break an artist's career.
Okay, so let's talk about some of these fairs. Where do we even start? There are so many, each with its own unique vibe.
Well, we could start with a classic, the Beverly Hills Art Show. Twice a year, this event takes over Beverly Gardens Park, and it becomes this huge outdoor gallery.
Twice a year, so we're talking spring and fall.
Yep. And it attracts artists from all over the country.
Wow, that's impressive. What kind of art should we expect if we go to this one?
Beverly Hills tends to draw a sophisticated crowd, both artists and art buyers. You'll see a lot of contemporary art with a real focus on sculpture.
Okay, so that's one to check out. But I'm also seeing some notes here about some massive festivals, like hundreds of thousands of people.
Well, yeah, some of these festivals get huge.
The Fremont Festival of the Arts, for example. Have you ever been?
Oh, yeah, Fremont is massive. But I think it just goes to show how much people love art festivals. There's something there for everyone.
It's like choosing your own art adventure. And speaking of adventures, how about a festival that's like a two-for-one deal? The Sawdust Art Festival in Laguna Beach. They've got a summer edition and a winter edition.
Oh, yeah. Sawdust is all about that immersive experience. It's really hands-on. And what's really cool is their open artist policy.
What do you mean?
Well, you're not just looking at art through a glass window. You can actually talk to the artists, see them working right there in their studios.
Wow, so you really get a behind-the-scenes look at the whole creative process.
You got it. And because they have the summer and the winter editions, it's like two completely different experiences.
Yeah, I bet. Summer is probably that classic California sunshine vibe, and then winter's cozier, more intimate.
Exactly. And they really play up that bohemian feel that Laguna Beach is known for.
So we've got these big, well-known festivals, but I'm wondering about something a little different.
Like what?
Well, in my research, I found myself really drawn to those smaller fairs.
Oh, yeah, the hidden gems.
Exactly. The ones that feel a little more like a local secret.
I love those. You get so much character, such a strong sense of community.
Right. It's like a more intimate connection with the art and the artists themselves.
Totally.
I'm looking at one right now that caught my eye. The Kings Mountain Art Fair. Have you heard of it?
Oh, yeah, Kings Mountain. It's beautiful up there.
It's in the Santa Cruz Mountains, right?
Yep, nestled right in those redwood trees. Imagine walking through the forest, sunlight coming through the trees,
Wow.
and then you come across these amazing works of art. It's pretty special.
The setting alone sounds incredible. But what about the art itself? What kind of art do they typically have?
You'll see a lot of local artists, which is really cool. And the art itself, it's really diverse, different styles, different mediums.
Okay.
But there's a real emphasis on craftsmanship. You can tell things are handmade. And a lot of the work reflects the environment.
I see. So it's very connected to that sense of place.
It is. It's a great place to discover new artists. Artists who are just starting out.
And find those really unique pieces, the ones you won't find anywhere else.
Exactly.
I love that. Supporting those local artists, finding those hidden treasures. But okay, you know me. I do love a little wine with my art. Are there any festivals out there that kind of combine those two?
Oh, are you kidding? California has that down to an art form itself. We were talking about Millbrae earlier. They actually have a fantastic art and wine festival.
Really?
Yeah, it's super popular.
A nice local Pinot with some beautiful art. Sign me up.
Right.
We should mention it's not all about the wine, though. They have festivals for beer lovers, too.
Oh, for sure. And we can't forget about families. Some festivals are really geared toward being family friendly.
Oh, that's good to know.
Yeah, the Palo Alto Art Festival, for instance, it's super lively. You've got the artist booths, of course,
Right.
but they also have workshops for kids, live music, street performers. It's a whole thing.
That's great. It makes art so much more accessible. Okay, there's one name I keep seeing in our notes, and they seem to be doing things a little differently. Jackalope Arts, right?
Oh, yeah. Jackalope Arts is interesting.
Yeah. What makes them stand out?
Well, they do these curated fairs. They have a location in Burbank and one in Pasadena.
Okay.
And they're really picky about who they feature.
So it's not just any artist who can have a booth there.
Exactly.
So they're going for a certain aesthetic.
Yeah, it's all very intentional. It's more like a curated gallery experience than your typical craft fair. You know what I mean?
I do. So for people who go, for the attendees, what's the advantage of having that kind of curated experience?
Well, you're not going to be overwhelmed with just like tons and tons of stuff. It's more about quality over quantity, I guess.
Makes sense.
You're going to see some really unique pieces, things you won't find anywhere else. And for the artists, it's great exposure.
Right, because they know the people who are coming to this fair are specifically interested in this kind of art.
Exactly. And their work is presented in a really beautiful, thoughtful way. It elevates the whole experience for everyone involved.
And what kind of art are we talking about here?
They focus a lot on handmade goods, like really high quality artisan crafts, ceramics, textiles, jewelry, woodworking, that kind of thing.
Oh, wow. So really unique, one-of-a-kind pieces.
Yeah, definitely. It's really impressive stuff.
It makes me realize that going to one of these art fairs, it's more than just, a fun way to spend a day. It's really a way to support artists directly.
Oh, absolutely. You're investing in someone's passion, their creativity.
And you might even discover the next big thing.
You never know. That painting you buy at a local fair could end up being super valuable someday.
Right. That's so cool. So for anyone listening who's thinking about checking out an art fair, any advice, where should they even start?
Honestly, just follow your curiosity. Look at the listings, see what's out there.
There are so many to choose from.
I know, but that's part of the fun. Pick a fair that speaks to you,
Yeah.
and go in with an open mind. Don't be afraid to talk to the artists, ask questions about their work.
Get the stories behind the art.
Exactly. That's what makes it so special. You're not just buying a piece of art. You're connecting with the artist, with their passion, their vision.
I love that. It's like a whole other level of appreciation for the art.
Yeah.
Well, that was fantastic. I feel so inspired now to get out there and explore some of these fairs myself.
Me too.
Thanks for taking this deep dive with me today. It's been a blast. And to everyone listening, until next time, happy art hunting.